Hello and welcome back to your English 5 a day on the Elan podcast. This is a short daily podcast for intermediate to advanced level learners who want to build natural English vocabulary through stories. My name is Anna and this is week 1, day 5. Today, I'll tell you the complete story of Gabriel's preparations in France, from the moment he began dreaming about visiting the UK to the early morning he finally set off. After that, we'll look through our language lens, which today focuses on modal verbs, how they function, and how Gabriel uses them throughout the week. Supporting materials for this lesson are available at www.joinelan.com/plus, P-L-U-S. So let's begin with the full chapter. Gabriel Morel, a 24-year-old media and communication studies graduate from France, is reading his blog at his small desk at his parents' home in Lyon on a mild July evening. The previous month, he had completed his master's in social linguistics at Lyon 2, a major university in the city, and now he was looking forward to his reward.
I've always had my heart set on visiting different British cities, or walking down Penny Lane in Liverpool and seeing the Cavern Club is right at the top of my bucket list.
He says, smiling.
My uncle listens almost exclusively to British music, and thanks to that, I love it too. He got this from his mother, my maternal grandmother, who came to Lyon to teach English and experience Europe in the 70s. She passed away last year.
Gabriel pauses for a moment and adjusts his headphones, feeling the emotion.
She was from London, and we used to go there sometimes when I was a child, but we never really checked out the rest of the country, so I'm itching to discover more about it. I'm a quarter English, and ever since Brexit, I've been dying to go to the UK to find out if British people really are happier to be more removed from Europe. How will they treat a proud European like me? It will be all interesting for my future studies and career, but also for myself personally. My grandmother did the opposite to Brexit. Honestly, I've been counting down the days to this trip ever since I booked the flights. I've mapped out the tours, listed the places I want to see, and I can't wait to test my English on the street. It's going to be brilliant.
In the weeks leading up to his trip, Gabriel had often talked through his preparations with his British language partner, Sophie. On one of those earlier afternoons, before anything was booked, he was sitting with her at a table in the specialty coffee shop Moxa. Sophie, who was studying a master's in culinary arts at the Institut Life in Lyon, chatted with him as they sipped their café glacé. They called each other by their nicknames, So-So and Gabe. Gabriel had recently completed crash courses in British slang and idioms, and he was eager to try out some of what he had learnt with her. So, Gabe, how's the blog coming along?
Not bad, So-So, but can I practice some idioms with you?
Go on then.
If someone asks me if I like football, I can say it's not my cup of tea.
Exactly. If you aren't particularly interested in something, you can say that. It's better than just saying no. And another one?
When people say that the French eat frogs' legs, I must tell them to take it with a pinch of salt.
Very good, Gabe. They mustn't believe it completely, even if it's partially true.
Yes, although some people do season their frog's legs with salt and pepper.
A sense of humour will be important in the UK, especially in Liverpool. Listen, if something goes wrong unexpectedly, British people might say it throws a spanner in the works.
A spanner?
Cli anglais.
Ah, so. I always thought it was called an English key.
No, Gabe, that's just a literal translation. I bet you don't ever say Bob's your uncle in French either.
My uncles are not called Bob, but one is called Robert.
What a coincidence. But we say Bob's your uncle to make a situation sound easy, like for your trip. Book your tickets, pack your bags, and Bob's your uncle.
Yes, I remember my grandmother saying this sometimes. So, I am over the moon about your help.
And over the moon about going to Britain too, I'm sure.
Yes, knowing idioms like these will help me to understand and also seem more confident if I can use them.
You're good to go. Now, can we switch to French?
Oui, un autre café glacé s'il te plaît.
Before setting off, Gabriel wanted to book his hostel in Liverpool at least. He spent some time scrolling through options until he found something that seemed within his budget. He had some questions, so first of all he went through the website chatbot. As they chat, Gabriel reads the words aloud to help him get a feel for the language, a useful technique for any language learner.
Hello, how can I help you today? Hello, I'd like to book a room from July 6th to 11th. Can you tell me if there's a slot available for those dates? Yes, we have shared rooms and a private bunk room for 2. Private single rooms are fully booked. Oh, not what I had in mind. What's included in the price? Towels, Wi-Fi, breakfast? Towels and Wi-Fi included. Breakfast optional for £5 per day. Could you hold a room for me while I double check my travel plans? Certainly. Would you prefer a shared dormitory bed or private bunk room? Bunk. A provisional booking has been made for 30 minutes. After this time, the room will be reserved for you and payment will be required through our website. What is your refund policy if I change my mind? Full refund available up to 48 hours before arrival. Perfect. I'll confirm when I can. Thank you for considering us. You should also know that booking with us entitles you to discounts on cultural activities such as walking tours, concert tickets and local restaurants. That's very good to know. Please contact me again if there's anything more you need. A bunk bedroom. Slightly higher price than I had budgeted for, but at least it's booked for now. I'll definitely have somewhere to lay my head when I arrive, and that's the main thing. Better to be safe than sorry. And maybe there will be a more interesting view from the top bunk.
Back in his room in Lyon, Gabriel sat on the floor in front of his open suitcase, already overflowing. The room looked like a miniature version of the famous Saint Ouen flea market in Paris. Piles of clothes everywhere. Sophie perched uncomfortably on the edge of a chair, watching the chaos unfold as Gabriel tried to decide what else to squeeze into his case. He stared helplessly at the jumble of jumpers and jackets.
I honestly don't know if I can fit everything in. I've got to squeeze in jumpers, jackets, waterproofs, or trousers, and that's before toiletries.
Relax, Gabe. Vacuum bags are your best friend. Roll the jumpers tightly, slide them inside, and watch the suitcase magically expand.
Vacuum bags. Oh, thank you, so.
I think you might be about to overpack in any case. You really don't want to break the zip on your suitcase.
What do you mean? I have heard that even in summer it rains a lot, so.
I don't know about a lot. And if you want more than one rain jacket, you should buy one in England. One that is designed for English rain.
Is English rain different? Are you pulling my leg?
Haha, nice idiom, Gabe. Look, you'll need to leave room for souvenirs. You know you'll want to buy something in Liverpool.
Good point. I'll put my laptop, my chargers, and guidebooks in my day pack. That way I can reach them easily on the trains.
How many guidebooks are you taking? And how many shoes and boots? One comfortable pair for walking, one pair for going out. That's all you'll need. There are plenty of charity shops everywhere if you need cheap replacements.
Okay, so. Shoes are my weakness, but I'll trust you on that.
Good. And have you got your ETA, your electronic travel authorization sorted out?
Yes, it was quick and easy online. Oh, I'd better take a money belt too.
Great. Looks like you're all set for tomorrow. I'll miss you.
Me too, but don't forget, we'll meet up again in your hometown in a couple of months.
Gabriel arrives at a chilly Lyon-Pas-Dieu railway station just before 4 a.m, dragging his suitcase, which is bursting at the seams, behind him.
Oh, it's good that we are 1 hour ahead.
He thinks to himself. He settles into his seat and tucks his passport and cash into his money belt. As the train rolls through the French countryside, Gabriel daydreams about stepping into Liverpool's Cavern Club, strolling along Penny Lane and chatting with locals. He imagines Sophie's expression when he meets up with her later in his trip. He falls asleep for a while, and before he knows it, he has to transfer from Paris Gare de Lyon to the Gare du Nord, ready to take the Eurostar to London. When he arrives at St Pancras International, he nervously takes the tube to Euston Station, where he needs to catch the train bound for Liverpool Lime Street Station. He feels a little overwhelmed by all the warning signs and announcements. Beware of pickpockets. Keep your belongings close. Do not leave bags unattended. Suspicious items will be removed. Keep your valuables handy. Stay alert at all times. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. The train is very full, and he has to stand for the first part of the journey. When he finally gets to sit down and properly enjoy the English countryside whizzing past, he gets out his laptop to check his blog. He reads the last few lines.
Honestly, I've been counting down the days to this trip ever since I booked the flights. I've mapped out the tours, listed the places I want to see, and I can't wait to test my English on the street. It's going to be brilliant.
And that ends chapter 1. Now it's time to look through this week's language lens. The language lens section is a chance for us to look at a little technical aspect of the language. We're going to keep it small and digestible, but yes, we are going to talk about the G word, grammar. Now, if you find grammar particularly tricky to grasp, don't you worry. I've put everything down in a free, downloadable reference sheet that you can get hold of by going to www.joinelan.com/plus. Now, what are we looking at today? Modal verbs are small but powerful words that help us express attitudes, possibilities, obligations, and expectations. Throughout the week, Gabriel uses several modal verbs without even thinking about it, and each one tells us something different about his feelings or intentions. Let's look at some examples taken directly from his story. Number 1. It will be interesting for my future studies. Here, will expresses a prediction. Gabriel is imagining what the experience will be like once he arrives in the UK. We use will when we feel confident about a future outcome. 2. They mustn't believe it completely. In this line, mustn't expresses prohibition or strong advice. Sophie is telling Gabriel that people should not take stereotypes literally. Number 3. Could you hold a room for me? Here, could expresses a polite request. It softens the question, making it more respectful than simply saying, hold a room for me. 4. You should buy one in England. The modal should expresses advice or a recommendation. Sophie believes that buying a rain jacket in England would be the best choice. Number 5. Oh, I'd better take a money belt too. Had better is a very special form. Real modals never change their form. They never take S in the third person singular, for example. We say he will, she must, it would, and so on. So had better works almost like an idiom, as the verb form is had, and it refers to the present or the future and not the past. It's a common phrase though, and it does the job of a modal verb. It expresses a warning or strong suggestion. When Gabriel is thinking about keeping things safe, he is warning himself. I'd better take a money belt. How these modal verbs work together. Modal verbs give subtle shading to a story. They tell us what the speaker expects with the modal verb will. They tell us what they advise with the modal verb should. They tell us what they forbid or warn with mustn't or better. And they tell us what they politely request with could. Imagine Gabriel checking into his hostel. He might think, I should find the reception desk first. This is advice to himself. He might think, this will be easy enough. That's a prediction with will. He might think, I could ask someone for help. That's a polite option. Or he might think, I'd better keep my passport safe. There's a warning. Each modal verb shifts the meaning slightly, helping us to understand his attitude and the level of certainty or urgency he feels. So now here's a little practice for you. Think about your next trip, whether it's real or imaginary. Can you describe it using one prediction with the word will, one piece of advice with the modal verb should, one polite request with the modal verb could, and one warning using the phrase had better? Give it a try, and I encourage you to do it out loud. The more you use modal verbs, the more natural they become. Thank you for joining me for week 1. Next week, Gabriel finally arrives in Liverpool, where new accents, new friends, and a whole new chapter await him. And if you'd like to go beyond simply listening and truly expand your English, then become a Podcast Plus member. Just head to www.joinelan.com/plus. Take care, and I'll see you in week 2.